I'm gonna go ahead and start recording, okay? And I'm going to share the screen. So this is what I posted as an assignment, okay? This is what we had started in class. So I know that in class we did this first four or first three, I think. I think for you guys that were in remote, Remington and Alan, I don't think we got to them. I'm not really sure, I don't remember. But the first four have to do with functions and things like that, okay? So not too difficult, all right? Okay, so yesterday in the video, I was talking about number 5, where we have y varying directly with x. So when I see something like this, where it's y varies directly with x, okay, that automatically tells me that we have to set up a proportion here, okay? And in yesterday's video, I was talking about an example of like, if I were to drive 780 miles and I was driving 60 miles per hour, how long would it take me to get there, right? Now, if I was using the same pace, how long would it take me to drive 500 miles or something like that, right? This is what proportions are meant to do, right? They're meant to just sort of, compare two things when we have different values. And this is exactly what we're doing here. It says y varies directly as x. So we can set this up as either y over x or x over y. It doesn't really matter, right? I think yesterday I did y over x, so let me do x over y this time. Okay. So when x is equal to 6, when x is equal to 6, y is equal to 4. So I could write it as a fraction like this. When x is equal to, or well, the question tells us, what does x equal when y is equal to 15? So again, if I keep x on the top and y on the bottom, we know that y is 15, but what does x equal? And this is how we would set up our equation, okay? We don't know what x is, but we at least know that it's on the top. And they both have to be equal to each other. These two things are equal to each other. And that's what a proportion does, okay? So how do we solve this if you guys, if those of you that watch the video, if you guys can remember? Do we have an idea of how to start? Not too sure. So when we have something like this, what we would want to automatically do is that we want to cross multiply. So this is 4 times x is 4x. And then we have 6 times 15, which, give me a second, I don't remember, I'm not sure exactly what, I think it's 90. Yeah, 90. Okay. And now we set up an equation here, 4x is equal to 90. So what would be our step here to solve for x? I mean, we should know this one, right? How do we cancel out the 4 so we can leave the x by itself? We'll sit here in awkward silence while someone answers.
Don't you have to divide something?
Right, right. We're going to divide. We're going to divide both sides by 4.
Oh,
So we want to cancel out 4, so we're going to divide both sides by 4. So x should be equal to 90 divided by 4, which is equal to 22.5. Okay, so our answer his answer right here is C. And again, guys, this is a homework. So if you guys have the answers, it's like all you can do is just submit them. Okay. Okay. So I want us to try. Let's try to do number 9. Okay. Number 9 is very similar. I want you guys to set it up. Okay. So try to think of how you would set this up as a proportion. Okay. And let's, I guess maybe to make it easier, we can either decide to do y over x or x over y. It's up to you. Because if we vary directly with x, we can set it up either way. So which one do you guys prefer? Y over x or x over y?
I think X over Y.
X over y? Okay. So if we set up x over y, I want you guys to think about it and tell me how would we set up this equation? Now the question says when y is equal to 8.4, x is equal to 3.5. So what is the value of y when x is 7.7? So let's think about it. How would we set that up? All right, so let's at least start with this first part right here. When y is equal to 8.4, x is equal to 3.5. How do we set that part, which is, I guess, the first part of the equation?
wait, can you repeat that question again?
So we're trying to set up the equation, and I was saying, let's try to set up this first part, which is when y is equal to 8.4, x is equal to 3.5. So how do we set that up?
So would it be 3.5? No. Yeah, 3.5 divided by 8.4.
Yep, exactly. That's it, right? 3.5 over 8.4. Okay. And again, it all depends on how we want to set this up. So let's part, and now this has to be equal to the second part. Now the second part is asking us the value of y when x is equal to 7.7. So how would we set this up?
You put 7.7 on top of x.
7.7 on top of x, or I could even do y because we're looking for y. Doesn't really matter, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and solve this. So very similar to what we did on top. What would be our first step to try and solve this?
Wouldn't you have to divide it by 7? No, wait, no.
Before that, we need to do our cross multiplication.
So it's so wait. So the only thing you're cross multiplying is 4 and 5, 5 over 4, right? Or the whole thing.
So it's like the whole thing. So we're saying 3.5 times y. That's just, 3.5 and y. And then we have 8.4 times 7.7, right? And that is equal to 64.68. And now that we have this set up, how do we cancel out, or how would we leave y by itself?
But you have to do it, subtract by 7 or 64.68.
No, we're
3.5 and then y, right?
gonna divide by 3.5.
5. Yeah, I was close.
If we divide by 3.5, the answer ends up being 18.48. So the answer is A. So again, let's think about what we just did, okay? What I was saying is I was comparing 3.5 and 8.4. And I was saying, if x is 7.7, then what is y? We found out it's 18.48. And both of these two things should be equal to each other. So if I put this in the calculator, on one side I have 3.5 divided by 8.4. That gives me 0.41. I'm just going to round to 7. Now, if I do the same thing to the other side, 7.7 divided by 8.4, 18.48, then we also have the same thing, 417. And so that's just a way to check our answer, which is A. Does that make sense? A little bit. Okay. So do you think you guys can try number 8?
No. That's hard.
What do you mean, no?
I'm not that smart, okay? Did you not just hear me struggle with the other problem?
Bro. At least I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I could do it.
Comic
Okay,
book
how about, can we go in rooms and then try it out?
Yeah, we can try that.
Let's see.
Wait, I lost my pencil. Okay.
You want to just split the guys and the girls?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So give number 8 a shot. And then we'll come back and see what we came up with. If anything, at least try to set it up the best way that we can, okay?
Yeah, okay.
All right. So we'll do about 6 minutes. Yeah. 6 minutes. All right. So go ahead and go into the rooms.
Mhm.
That was the longest 6 minutes. When do we go back to school?
Supposedly next week, but
Going back to school.
I really
Go
doubt
back
it.
on Tuesday because we have Monday off.
No, we don't have Monday off. We still have we left on Tuesday
Mm-hmm.
and it's supposed to be a
Mr.
full week,
Nathan
so
said
we're
that-
not supposed to be back until Tuesday of next week. Now,
Oh, nice.
Mr. Nathan said we had Monday off.
it's not Monday because you're talking about President's Day, but President's Day is the 15th. not the 8th.
Ah, damn.
Yeah.
That sucks.
All right. So it's not next week, but the week after that.
I wanted a long weekend.
Yeah. Don't we all?
You didn't even go to school.
I
Be
know you don't even go to
quiet.
school.
She gets all mad.
Yeah, the comic
Like,
books
why would
Sunday.
you
I don't
wanna
want to hear
go
you
on
talk.
your weekend?
She gets all mad. It's funny.
Gosh, you can leave school whenever you want. Cause you just stay home on your damn computer having Zoom meetings till 2. We gotta stay there till 2:50. Now be quiet.
250. Such a big deal.
Shut
All
up.
right, guys.
No one's asking. That's why you're short.
Oh, that's not nice.
Damn, that hurt me, bro.
All right. So, did we get an answer?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
What'd you guys get?
Wait, hold on, don't tell him. Hold on, I'm still figuring it out. Hold
Okay,
on.
I got you.
I got G.
Did we, or well, before we get the answer, did we set it up correctly?
Yes.
Okay, so how did you guys set up the equation?
I did not.
I put the miles over the gallons.
Okay, miles over gallons. So that makes sense, right? But again, we could have done it either way. We could have done gallons over miles. Okay.
Wait, can you work it out, but very not very fast, but not very slow? I'm a
Oh,
little
no,
slow.
no, we're right. It's G.
Is G? Okay, got it. Got it.
You guys are saying it's G?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
What about the girls?
Yep, it's G.
Okay.
Copy.
So let's just think about this, okay?
Upazon.
Don't you
If
have,
I
like,
was able, so it tells us a car traveled 180 miles and used 6 gallons of gas. If the same car traveled 1,260 miles under similar conditions, basically saying miles per gallon, right? And that's usually how we measure our cars, right? We want to see how many miles we can travel for every gallon of gasoline that we put in there, right? Usually, like you'll see car commercials say something like, "Oh, you can get 30 miles to the gallon" or something like that, which is decent. Trucks aren't very good with mileage. Usually they'll get like 15 or 20. Yeah. So that's why they use up a lot of gas and it's really expensive, right? But it's asking us, how much could we travel? How many gallons do we need to travel 1,260 miles? That's the question. How many gallons, right? So now, Haley, you're saying you put miles over gallons, right?
Yes, sir.
Again, doesn't really matter what we do. Miles over gallons, gallons over miles is the same thing, okay? But it makes sense, but we could do 180 divided by 6. That's one part of the equation, okay? Now, what's the second part?
To put 1,026. Oh my gosh. Over Y.
Over Y or over X or whatever you want. Over G, because we're looking for gallons, doesn't really matter. But yes, and of course the reason why is because we want to, we're not sure how many gallons it takes us to get to 1,260 miles. So that's the thing that we're looking for, right? Brianna, are you understanding how we're setting up this equation?
a little bit?
So it's the same thing as saying X over Y. Doesn't really matter, right? If we assigned miles as X and gallons as Y, then it's the same thing as saying X over Y, right? We're just doing the exact same thing we're doing, but with like actual stuff, not just variables, right?
So that you do that, and then you figure out the miles under the same circumstances. Okay.
Okay. So once setting it up is probably, it's one half of it. And of course, the other half is solving it. So we're always using the same steps. So tell me, what's the first step that we want to do here?
Cross multiply.
We're going to cross multiply. So that's 180 times Y. And then 1,260 times 6. 7560. And then what's our last step there? What do we need to do?
Divide it
Divide.
By what?
180.
By 180. So 7560 divided by 180, what do we get?
Wait. I want to solve it.
42.
Haley, oh my God.
So 7560 divided by 180. Brianna, you can still put it on the calculator if you want.
No, it's not worth it.
42 gallons, okay? So in other words, that's how many gallons it's going to take for us to travel that many miles. And again, let's check, right? Let's check. 180 divided by 6 should be equal to 1,260 divided by 48. That's what we found. So 180 divided by 6, that means we get 30 miles for every gallon, which is pretty decent, you know, a decent car. So if I do the same on the other side, 1,260 divided by 48, sorry, by 42, not 48, right? Made a mistake there. So I was like, there we go, 42. We get the same 30 miles per gallon. Okay, so that's just, again, another way to just check our answer, okay? So again, guys, this is our homework, okay? And we already did 8 and 9. If we were in class, we should have already done 1 through 3. So we're really only doing 4, 5, 6, and 7, okay? Once you guys have all those answers, make sure to submit them on Google Classroom, okay?
Like on a document type of thing?
It's gonna be on Google Forms, so like,
Oh, okay.